Good morning. How is everyone? Happy Thursday morning. Um, Sometimes keeping the days together nowadays is a challenge. So we should just call it today and now and not now. How about that? Greetings, I'm Belinda. Welcome to Just Be Yoga. We are a completely donation-based yoga community outreach based in Michigan, but now, accessible all over the place. So I do hope and welcome folks from all farther reaches. This is our home yoga practice live. It's a daily class, instructional community that we're building to help develop ways to practice a personal connection to our yoga practice, developing that home yoga practice, making it a deeply personal journey, which it ultimately always is. Today is Thursday. That is the day where we explore new edges. So we'll throw some new spices into the pot and see how we bring together what we've practiced before into aspects that are new. The overarching theme this week is Prana, life force energy or breath. Yesterday, I broke down a little bit more that breath practices are purely a focus or a consciousness of our breath. And what we get to observe along that way, elimination of the breath, more important than the inhale. So if we can just focus on that exhale and observe the body's reaction, observe the mind's reaction, not try to make anything other than what it is. Good morning. I'm seeing some commenting. I'm going to come up here. Woohoo, Joanna and Kim. All right. I am always going to keep trying to beat the drum of interactivity because otherwise I could pre-record this, put this out here, never get to yap at you. So please let me know how the journey is going. Let me know if there's anything I need to be aware of about what's going on in your bodies today, any sort of injuries, pre-existing conditions, or what would be really near and dear to my heart, if you've been following along and developing your own practice plan, give me some feedback. How is it going? What roadblocks are you running into? Are you having a good time? Because otherwise, as I said, I can pre-record these and just put them out here and never have to talk to people. But that isn't interaction. That isn't even community, Sangha. I'm hoping not to be a top-down thing. All I'm trying to do is share the depth of my practice with you. All right, so I see the Kim's here, Joanna's here. Today, as I said, is new edges. And so if you've been following along, or if you're new, but if you've been following along, Thursday, I try to throw in either a new posture or a new breath or a new edge in a posture, taking it to another level. Because otherwise, it's really easy for us to get into that rote piece of life. If you've ever heard a song and you don't know that you know the lyrics, but they're just coming out, and that's not really being mindfully aware. Don't want that yoga practice to become that either. We want to be present. We want to be aware. When things become rote, we're just kind of doing it on autopilot. And if you notice that something about your practice has started to be autopilot, or you like it a certain way only, that's usually a sign we probably need to shake something up. All right, before we step into some movement and some breath today, the one key I'd like to keep in mind, besides all of the other keys, right? And like, oh my goodness, pull out that notepad. Here's another thing I got to write down. Good morning, Elizabeth. Yay. What's the thing? Okay, so the thing is this. As we step into things that are new, so I'm going to be cueing us for a new aspect of different kinds of postures. Try not to project in your mind what it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to feel like. So take a moment to think about some incredible yoga pose that you may have seen on Instagram or, on the internet, and you look at postures that appear to be defying gravity, and notice that piece that gets triggered inside of you that's either coveting and going, ooh, could I? Or that part of you that goes, oh my God, right? And so I'd like us to confront that right off the bat and erase it. If you could take an Etch-a-Sketch and erase it and just greet the moment and feel whatever pieces you are feeling as your body and your mind and your breath start to approach that new space. We get to confront desire. We get to confront fear and rejection. Remember yesterday I talked about those obstacles, those avidyas, the things that get in our way. Rejecting or avoidance is one of them. Fear is another. Attachment to things being the way we want them to be is another. And then the big one, ego, right? And I'm guilty of that because I look at something, I go, all right, let me do it. I know I can do it, right? I get into that overly cocky kind of space. So there we go. That's a lot to chew on. Let's start with a check-in. So find a way of sitting. If you prefer to lie down, go ahead and lie down. And so what do I mean by a check-in? It's just a nice, settled space where we're not engaged into actively doing anything other than turning our attention to inquiring of the physical body. Hey, I'm here for you right now. It's all about you. How are you? Whatever areas of the body want to talk to you, you're letting them know, I'm here for you. I'm paying attention. I want to hear. It doesn't mean to sit here perfectly. If something's agitated, let it tell you all the ways that it's agitated. Whenever you're ready, turn your attention to your breath and tell your breath, hey, we're sitting here right now. What's up? What do you need? Talk to me. How are you? And maybe that feels like an odd or different kind of conversation to start to have with yourself. And already you have yoked. Already you're creating that yoga because you're creating a new way to communicate with parts of you. Feel the energy of your breath, kind of like you're taking its pulse or its temperature. Is it there for you, or have you started to exhaust it? And it's sitting down and it's talking to you right now saying, whoo, child, let me tell you, here are the ways you have overused me, or here are the ways you've neglected me. And perhaps the most difficult of all, but we'll just spend a moment practicing, not perfecting it. Sit down with your mind and say, pull up a chair, mind. All right, where have you been? What have you been up to? What do you need from me? Take that pulse, take that temperature. Where has your mind been? In the present, in the future, in the past? In a worry, in a pain, in a desire? Let your mind tell you how it is. And then let's inquire of our intuitive space, our inner wisdom. Call it your ancestors, whatever you want to call it. Sit down, tell them, pull up a chair, and say, I'm here for you. I'm going to listen right now. And your ancestors might be like, yeah, right. You tell us that all the time. What's that wisdom that we haven't really been letting ourselves look at? We say we'll get to later. Or we say, no, 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 no. There are more pressing things on the outside world. I can't get to that right now. Now's not the time. Give your intuition, your inner seeing, that time right now, just for a peek. What is it wanting to say? And then lastly, let's inquire of that bliss space within us. And if you don't believe that it's there, fake it till you make it. That there is an inner peace, a joy at just being, its own center of a starlight. And inquire of that blissful body within you. How you doing? And let it talk to you. Maybe it needs to talk to you about your non-belief that it exists. Maybe it needs to say, yo, I'm right here all the time. I'd like you to spend more time with me. I'd like you to believe in me. Maybe that means looking at the stars or the moon more often. Maybe that means spending time with an infant or a new flower. What is your inner bliss telling you about how tired it is? About how eager it is to shine? Spend a moment breathing through all of these layers of you, your physical body, breath body, mental body, intuitive body, bliss body. Exhale and let that breath, that exhale, glide through and permeate through all of them. Spend a few breaths letting your energy touch all 5 of your beings. Let that energy permeate, recharge, and eliminate any of the barriers to you connecting to all of them. Breathe as an integrated being, yoking. Let's breathe in and reach upward. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale. And you can always use that exercise as a way to start your day. Exhale. As a way to start to build breath, body awareness. As a wonderful guided meditation, your own check-in meditation. And let's find a spinal twist. And see, as we're practicing today, can you maintain an awareness with all 5 of those spaces, all 5 of those pieces of you? Gently releasing, letting the body communicate to you as it's releasing that energy. And twist. Our prana, that life force energy, it exists in all 5 of those spaces. It isn't a physical energy, right? And it is. It isn't just a breath energy. And it is. It isn't just a mental energy, and it is. Right? It's the energy that lets thoughts exist. It isn't the thought itself, it's what the thought floats on. And release. Let's change the cross of our legs. Whatever your cross is, that can be crisscross applesauce, that could be your shins stacked on top of one another. Feel that out and maybe change something, right? If you're in crisscross, maybe tighten it or widen it. If you've got a leg on top, change the angle. Already today, inviting in, I'm going to just change something, and they can be subtle changes. They don't have to be big, gigantic spaces for them to count. And maybe reflect on how often do we do that? Like, does it have to be something humongous for it to count? I'm really guilty of that. I can convince myself I did nothing today if I did a whole bunch of itty bitty things. And it's crazy. It's like, well, I did do something. First thing I did was I actually lived. That's the biggest thing that counts. Let's twist. Connect. How's that physical body feeling right now? Telling you about how it wants to move, whether it wants to go deeper in the twist or do less. And the other side. I know a lot of folks, and I can be guilty of this sometimes in these spinal twists, we're striving for that snap, crackle, pop feeling. And then all of a sudden, we notice that, oh, I'm not just being present here. I'm actually taking a goal. I'm wrenching myself, seeking the memory of that snap. Can you find a piece right here? And really listen to what the body is telling you about this moment. Or are you trying to make your body fit into a past moment? And let's gently release. Let's go ahead and lengthen the legs out. Still waking up our awareness of the physical body. Into Aurora, call this leg vibrations. So we'll just wake up with the leg vibration. Feel that pranic energy, all of the sensation, whatever tingles, vibrational feeling, letting us know something's there. That's your prana, awake and charged. Press the backs of the legs down, lift the chest, breath in, exhale, let's hinge. Hold. And I know I tend to do a lot of flowing movements before hold, so I'm just changing things up here. Now, as we're here, see if you can rotate your thigh bone a little bit in and out, in and out. I know you see my feet moving, but see if you can initiate the movement from the thigh bone. And because everything's connected, the feet are also going to connect. But I'll show you the difference of me just doing ankles because I can move my ankles without moving the thigh bone. Now I'm going to keep this rigid and I'm going to rotate the thigh bone. And feel as you're forward folded. Physical body. Attention on the exhales. New conversation. And then we'll bring ourselves up. All right. I'm going to bring ourselves to our hands and knees and get ready for our child's pose. So let's come to hands and knees. If you need a blanket or something under your knees, feel free. I always like to start wide. So what am I going to do today? I'm going to start with my inner thighs together and sink the hips back. And the first reaction that I'm noticing is my mind going, meh, I don't like this. And I say, okay, that's fine. Your commentary is duly noted, mind. And my body is actually saying, oh, it's not so bad. It's a little different. It's a little tight. And my neck and shoulders are now starting to say, hey, thank you. Be with your breath. Let's breathe in and come forward to hands and knees. Exhale, let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Your knees can be soft. You never have to straighten those legs here. Maybe pedal the heels, maybe not. You call yourselves out on anything that you tend to always do, and you can change that up. I'm not the yoga police. Let's tilt the tailbone up and down a bit, waking up the low back. Feel the entire length of the spine. Feel your breath. And I'll bring the left knee down, stepping that right foot up. Notice how we bring that up there. And I'll step the left foot up, feet together, especially if that's something you rarely ever do. Breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching. Make it new. Let's do here a few pelvic tilts. Back and forth. Back and forth. Breath. Inhale, gentle back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, feel the lungs expanding. Lift the spine. We'll step it back to plank, maybe on those knees, and lower through. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath. Now remember what I did with the thighs? I'm going to turn this away and see if you all can see. Can you do that with the upper arm bones? Rolling back and forth, rotating that bone inward and outward. Feel your control, your response, sensations, your mental energy going to your physical body. Good. Let's breathe in, tilt the tailbone up. And let's step the feet up. Alternate the feet. I didn't do that myself that time. Half flat back. Forward fold. Bending the knees, sinking the butt back, lifting the chest, chair. Pull the butt back. Find a new edge on your heels. Take your breath with you. Invite that upper body up. What's the mind saying now? What's the body saying now? I know that conversation is changing. Is it negative? Is it positive? Use your breath. Coming up to standing. Hold. Feel energy discharge out of the legs, out of the mind. We'll lift that right knee up. Extend that heel. Feel your left leg holding you. Feel your upper body. Are you starting to lean back? Could you lift that torso up? Where's your breath? What is the energy of this space in different areas of your body? Bring that knee back up. Place that foot down. Breath in. Let's lift. Few pelvic tilts. Be aware of your torso and your hips here. And exhale, forward fold. What are we able to let go of in our upper body? What are we able to stand firm on in the bottom body? How much energy are we applying mentally? How much energy are we applying physically? Hands to the floor or a block. Step the left foot back, back foot flat. Right knee is bending. And we'll bring ourselves up and feel warrior one. Feel the length in your left leg. Feel your hips in your low back, maybe rocking. I really love kind of easing my way into this space with this side to side turning of the hips and then letting it settle in. Putting some presence of mind in that back leg, presence of mind in the torso, feeling some heat glow. Where's the breath? Is energy flowing through the fingers, through the arms, through the shoulders? How do you know? I'm not going to tell you how to figure it out. Bring your attention and feel your armpits. Feel the skin around your arms. Feel the bones. How do you know it's there? How do you know they're working? Maybe squeeze them, maybe release them. How do you know? How do you know? Feel your breath. Hands coming down. Feel yourselves, bring yourselves up, bringing that left foot up. And we'll roll the spine upright, coming back up to mountain. Notice your physical body. Inquire. Notice your breath. Inquire. Notice your mind. Where is your mind right now? Is it in the body? Is it in the breath? Is it off into something you're doing later today? Bend the knees, sink the butt back, lift the chest. Shoulder blades down, pull the navel to the back of the spine. Weight is in your heels, knees squeezing together. Feel your low pubis, feel your low back. Maybe scoop the tailbone under a bit. Grow tall through the top of your head. Where is your energy? Where are you directing it mentally? Where are you directing it physically? What is your breath doing? Try not to hold. Remember those kumbakas we practiced a couple of days ago? Those are those breath holds. Try to have your breath remain fluid and seamless. Let your energy flow. Notice where we put blockages to our energy. All right, I know mental energy is probably going right now. Are you in your left leg? Are you right leg? Even distribution of your energy. Standing, pressing down through the legs. Left, hands to prayer. Feel energy dissipate. Feel the entry of a calming energy, not just the release of an anxious or frenetic energy. Feel the entry of that calming energy. I'm going to root down through the right leg. Lift that left knee. Feel everything that right leg is doing to give you stability and rootedness. What amount of fluidity do we still need? We can't be too rigid. Send a healthy dose of compassion and forgiveness down from the heart. We'll send that left heel out in front of us. Feel what that left leg has to do to hold itself up. Right leg is doing the rest of the body, so right leg is telling left leg, I don't want to hear it. Chest is lifting. Lighthearted, smile. What about those intuitive ancestral bodies talking to us right now? Is it saying put that leg down and should you? Why would we discount what that intuitive space is telling us right now? What it's telling you about your physical space, your breath space, your mental space. Where's the bliss to be found in this? I know some of y'all might be like, what? Breath, bring that knee up. Ooh, change of energy. And we'll bring that leg down. Coming back to that mountain, feel that right leg responding. Breath in, lift from your waist, not from the shoulders. Deliberately root the shoulders down. Deliberately root your legs down. Calmness in your faces. Invite your bliss body here. That's just contented to shine as bright, brilliant energy. That's all. And if we're shining from that bright, brilliant energy, how does that skin and that flesh reflect all of that brilliance of just being? Inhale, offer the heart upward to the great, big, brilliant sun in the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the floor or a block. We're going to step the right foot back. Back foot is flat. Those toes are angled toward the front right corner of your mat. Press into the baby toe edge of that foot. Maybe work the hips forward. Make your way up, maybe with support. Choose. Maybe you're asking to see how much strength, inner core strength you have to lift the bones of your torso. Account for the mass. Right? The mass and volume of flesh in this upper body and what it takes to lift it, right? If we were to just lift ourselves, just our upper bodies, how much would that weigh? And account for that. How much energy does it take to lift that? Can we let energy course through this space? I'm going to work my hips a little. Good, tailbone under, grow tall through the waist, not the shoulders. Hands coming down. We'll step that left leg back and find your plank. Legs together if you can, if you're doing extended plank. Squeezing inner thighs. How sturdy can we be? Where's the breath? Where is energy building up in our physical body? Could you distribute it somewhere else? rather than letting it accumulate and stockpile in a certain area. What would you need to do physically for that? What would you need to do breath-wise for that? Mentally for that? Breath. Bring those knees down and sink back to child's pose. Now I'm going to widen my knees out, a little compromise. I'm not going to go as wide as I like, and I'm not going to have them completely together either. All right. Feel all 5 of your spaces of connection: physical, breath, mental, intuitive and insightful, and inner bliss. Practicing exhaling and mindfulness and awareness of our exhales. Breathe in as we come forward to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Look forward. Breathe out as you step the feet up. Breathe in. Lift the chest. Breathe out as you fold. Breathe in as we come up. Breathe out as we chair. Breathe in, come the standing. Breathe out, reach that heel. In, out. In, out. Inhale, pull the knee up. Exhale, bring that foot down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take it forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, left foot back, back foot flat, right knee is bending. Inhale, come up. Don't knock yourselves over. Exhale, hands down. We're going to step the back leg up. Roll the spine up. Breathe in. Breathe out, chair. Inhale, back to standing, hands to prayer. And we'll lift the left leg and reach the heel out. Breath in. Breath out. Energy through the left heel, squeeze the left thigh. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in, pull that knee up. Exhale the foot down. Inhale, stand firm and lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feel your feet, feel your legs, feel your hips, your neck, your jaw. Half flat back. Let's step that right foot back, back foot flat. Feel rooted before you rise. Lifting up, warrior one. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Hands coming down. Step back to plank. Squeeze legs together. Nipples over thumbs. Squeeze those inner thighs. Distribute more energy into the thighs than the arms. Wrap around your waist with a core hug. Soften your neck, soften your jaw. Hear your breath. Be in the exhales. Good. Let's bring the left knee down. I'm going to stack my left palm under my left shoulder. I'm going to spin this right foot flat behind that left foot. And take your time as you rotate the chest open. Now start to feel out how much energy or pressure do you need to apply in that right leg. Play with it. Do a little less, do a little more. Can you gradually apply the pressure, or do you apply it too fast and knock yourself over? Now just be in your exhales. And start to lift that right foot. It could be a millimeter off the earth. Flex the right toes, energy through that right heel. Remember what I said about our minds. Don't take your mind to some perfect picture. Don't let your mind tell you what you can or cannot do. We're feeling that leg could be down. It could come to the earth and lift. Come to the earth and lift. Breath. We're practicing and practicing again. First sutra, Hatha Yoga, Nushasanam. We're beginning and we're beginning again and we're beginning again and letting yoga reveal itself to us every new moment. Perhaps you lift that right arm up. Maybe you don't. Physical body, breath body, mental body. What's going on? Feel your exhales. Let your energy flow through you, not overworking in any one area of your body. Or is it the mind that's overworking? Some of you want to bend your right knee and see if your right hand can find that right foot or ankle. Laugh out loud if it looks like you flopping around. Breath. Don't want it so bad. Breath. I'm just being present in the wisdom of my body, in the wisdom of my breath, in the wisdom of my mind, my intuition. Shine that bliss somewhere here, y'all. Feel your energy. Is it accumulating in the left hand, the shoulder, the hips? Is it all bottlenecked in the brain? Release without snapping. If you've got that foot, you could have done it in your mind. And we'll bring this right hand down, right knee down. Bringing the chest and chin to the floor. So I've got to walk that forward. Chest and chin to the floor. Butt is still up. Feel the neck, feel the chest, feel the spine. Where's the breath? Good. We'll press our way back to child's pose, reaching the arms behind us, find an interlace. Lift the wrists, place the head down, and maybe lift your hips. Pull the shoulders up toward the ceiling. Where's the breath? Inhales and exhales. And release. And we'll bring ourselves up. I love reflecting in various shapes and postures. My lungs, have they changed? Have they changed their capacity for breath? Some areas are more compressed, but the lungs are still the same. Therefore, ergo, those lungs still have the same capacity. What are the limitations? The limitations might be self-imposed. And so I get to really reflect on, is it in my mind that I don't have space for breath, or did I let my mind leave my breath? All right, we're going to come back forward to hands and knees. I'm going to turn sideways so that we can do this on the other side now. The right knee being down, lengthening the left leg back. Don't be in any hurry. Reacquaint. Where are you? You're on your yoga mat, doing your connection to you, not keeping up with me. And then we'll spin that left foot flat. Try to see if you can stack that right wrist under the right shoulder. Now, I like to involve my hips here too for a bit of stability, so I'm thrusting my hips toward the screen, turning my body on that sideways plane, and then turning open here. So this is half plank, or Vashisthasana. Now this side is different. Love the physical body humbling us, right? We're not something that was manufactured on an assembly line. We are not, what am I trying to say? Symmetrical. We're bipedal, but we're not symmetrical. So, hey, what's this left hip got to say? What's that right arm got to say? Heck, even the right side of our brain. Where are you? Inquire of your body, your breath, your mind, your wisdom, your bliss, where they are, what they need. And then if they want to cooperate, maybe that left leg comes off the earth a little bit. Maybe it touches back to the ground and goes, okay, there's the ground. What does it need for security? Don't let your desire dominate over your ability to stay secure and calm and stable. What happened to the breath? What's the mental energy working out with the physical energy? You know, screw that mind over matter crap. Our mind is not here to dominate our physical body. We're collaborating. Maybe we're lifting that left arm up. We're coexisting. We're symbiotic. Breath. You know, part of that disconnect that we feel, that dissonance sometimes that we feel, and that stress pressure that we put is because we live solely and put all that demand on our mental existence. The physical structure's like, I'm breaking up, we're breaking up. The breath is like, I'm out of here. I'm just not even going to breathe all day. You know, and then the intuitive and bliss body are like, y'all ain't even listening to us. If you want to play with bending that left leg, see if you find that ankle or heel or pant leg. Maybe just work that out to say, I'm going to stay upright and I'm going to breathe, because that's all I'm going to do in this moment is breathe. I'm going to give my attention to my life force energy. How am I living that breath? What is the quality and attention I'm putting to that breath? Am I giving it stress or am I giving it love? Am I receiving love from it or am I receiving stress and fear and panic from it? How do I get to regulate that? Well, let that leg go if you haven't already. And we'll bring both hands down. Okay, so we're going to do this neck and chest opener. If you have anything going on in your cervical spine, this will be contraindicated, so just find child's pose. But I'm going to come forward a bit, extend my chin forward, chest forward, lay the chest on the floor. Lay the chin on the floor. Hips are lifting. Belly breathing. And let's bring ourselves back. Awesome. And let's find a seated space. Okay, before I add another posture on, I would love to just take a little moment as we're getting ready for seated to take any feedback or any questions about any aspect of practice that we've done so far today. So we did the standing extended leg out, extended Utthita, no hasta, Parangustasana. And we did chairs, Utkatasana, and our warrior ones, Virabhadrasana. We did the side planks and then bound in the side planks. What were we feeling as far as elements that were new and different? Were we able to connect with feeling energy, or are we losing that mindful attention? Were parts just absolutely laughable? Or have you not experienced anything new yet? I will wait. Yep, I'm wait for the people to tell me something. That's me waiting. Come on, Joanna, give me something. Kim, give me something. I know some of you guys probably have to run from somewhere to come up and figure a way to type something. But honestly, before we head into the seated postures, I just want to use this opportunity because we are live and interactive to be able to get some feedback about either what you experienced in some of those spaces or if some of those spaces were new or not new yet. Okay, wonderful, Kara. Kara, if you're looking up to find out more about that, it's called koshas. So we have 5 energetic layers of our being, koshas, layers or sheaths. So feel free to check out more about our koshas. All right, so that was one new edge. One more person, give me something else. Thank you so much, Kara, for contributing your thoughts on what she said. In case you can't read that, is that she loved hearing about the bliss body that opened up a new sunshine soul space. Ooh, I love that for alliteration for me to explore. One more. Anyone else? Was there anything new about any poses? Anything that was difficult? Anything that you were able to harness in terms of your energy? Going. Okay. Well, hopefully, I'm sorry, everybody. I've got to learn how to read when people make a comment. Thank you, Joanna. Side plank. Took my mind elsewhere. Fought to bring it back. You know, sometimes that laser light attention that we can bring into some focal point balance spaces, it can be actually really calming to have the mind be that lasered, and sometimes it can just stay that stuck. It's hard to broaden it back out after being that lasered. Hopefully taking you elsewhere was a good thing, not a bad thing, and hopefully that elsewhere was within, not into a distracted spot like in line on the Myers, in the Myers. All right, everyone, we're going to come, just sitting back. Flex the toes, spread the toes, squeeze the legs, lift the chest. Feel your outer skin, your outer shell of being, all of your physicality, knowing that energetically, even in the center of your bones, is another existence of you. So feel and engage in all of the physical ness that you can, your organs, your liquids, your breath. Now feel the breath beyond the physicality of the lungs and the operation of the function of respirating. Feel it as its own density. Now feel your mind occupying this space under the layers of breath. Little bits and tendrils of mind running around. Mind do loop-de-loops. Push down through the butt bones. Believe that your chest can rise and put some energy into it. What is that energy? Was it purely physical energy? Was it willful mind energy? Do you know? Could you grow tall through the neck muscles? Is that purely mind that's making it happen? Is it purely physical that's making it happen? Can you ask your breath to help? Nice. All right. Dandasana can reveal a lot. That's this sitting upright space. We can either be a pile of dough and floop down in it, or we can be active, engaged energy in it and observe our mental space while we're there. All right. So here we're going to go into new spaces. So I'm going to bring this right leg up and invite us to see if we can cradle our elbows underneath and just rock. Feel your left leg, feel your low back. Now remember when I said, is it your physical body or your mind that's making you grow taller? Can you apply that now? What do we feel differently in our hips and our thighs? All right, so this is my right leg. All right, so I'm going to be cueing things from that space. So it might be good if we're all on the same leg. Otherwise, I can't do the alternate mirror translation. Taking my left hand to my right foot. Yay. Now, I'm going to scooch, wiggle, contort my right knee as best I can over my right shoulder. And wherever it settles, let your right hand come down. Now do that spine thing. Could your spine grow taller? Feel the muscles responding, your spinal column responding, maybe some of the core muscles. Probably need to squeeze the left leg. That might give you more leverage. Ask your mind to will your jack in the box to pop up. And breathe. Ask your breath body to inflate. Now you can stay here working this out, working on the breath, working on the spine. Some of you may want to see about straightening your right leg. And then ask that spine, to lift. And breathe. Where's that bliss body? Please don't abandon the bliss body. If your bliss body is going, please let me out, then come out. If your intuitive body is going, please let me out, let it out. If your intuitive body is like, oh my goodness, I've been desiring to be in this space forever, let it be. Breath. Now remember what I said about desire. Don't look at me. I am in no way perfect. I'm actually feeling a lot of limitation in my hips. But I'm backing off and I'm respecting it and saying this is what it looks like and feels like. Freedom in the chest, freedom in the spine. Use the breath for that. Good. And we'll release. Ooh, why don't we let the sole of that right foot come up against that left thigh? Ask the spine to lift, and it's like, oh, now I can do that lifting. Oh, a few neck rotations. What got accumulated and compressed in terms of energy? And let that help us be guided in the future. And no matter what, we want to continue to try to have free coursing of energy. Remember what I shared yesterday from Jessica Char, that yoga's aim is to eliminate obstructions in the path. You know, all those obstructions in the path, they obstruct our clear vision. They obstruct our intention. They obstruct our energetic flow. I'm going to twist. Woo. And then let's come forward. Janu Surshasana. You work this out with your physical body. Feel the energy. Does it feel more free here? Does it feel compressed and collapsed here? Just stay with the breath. Don't make it complicated. And let's gradually bring ourselves upright. All right, we're going to switch legs. Those damn tassels. I'm going to bring this left leg up, see about the cradle. Remember what I said about us not being symmetrical? So let's pay attention to this left leg and listen to it. Maybe it's happier than the right was. Cradle it. Tell it how much you love it. Feel your breath body in your hips. Where is the breath touching you and communicating to you in your hips? What are your hips communicating to you in your breath? because all we're doing is exhaling with as much smooth ease as we can. Spine intending upright. Let mental energy, physical energy, breath energy work together. Let that intuitive, spiritual energy say, I belong up there. All right, so my right hand, left foot. Yeah, I've been teaching kids on Tuesdays, so sometimes you guys get my kid self. So I'm like, ah. All right, we're going to snake that left knee over the left shoulder. And I stop when I realize if I'm getting into like forcing or jamming. I'm going to use my breath, use a little time and patience, grow the spine out, and I can get another little hike. And my left hand comes down. Spine lifting and start to straighten. That left leg. And breathe, spine lifting. Where's that intuitive ancestral space, that bliss space? Where does it aspire? Is it aspiring down or is it aspiring up? What kind of energy does it have? It has that light, ethereal energy. Let your breath help you. Let your breath touch that. Feel what's right here, not where you want it to be. Breath in, breath out. And let's gently, slowly take your time. Feel that energy releasing. Feel it transforming. Ask that spine to lift as the body is coming out of it in the hips. Sole of that left foot against that right thigh. Use your breath. Send it deeper. Don't let it all congregate and congest up here. And let's take it forward. Feel your abdomen, feel your low back. Practice your breath. What are your 5 layers telling you? Wanting you to see, not you dominating over them. Our intention is still clear. We're here to listen. We're here to learn. We're here to collaborate in a symbiotic manner. And we'll bring ourselves upright. All right, for our last space, and I'm probably going to go over a little bit. So if you have to leave and you're here with us live, thank you. Sorry that I'm a little bit more liberal with time today. If you're hanging out with us, here's going to be the first space of if. If you have a lotus pose, that's heel up toward a hip bone, other heel coming up. All of us do not have this space, all right? If you do have this space, go ahead. If you have one, so 1 foot up, great. If not, go ahead and either do crisscross applesauce or feet together, knees open. I'm going to reposition myself now with my new arm legs. You may want to put a pillow behind you. I didn't do any wise planning, so. Hanging. All right, so I'm back to my lotus. Got my pillow. You choose how your legs want to be. And we're going to come back. Now maybe those knees are coming up. Maybe you need to get a bigger pillow. Practice your breath. What's changing and transforming on a physical level? What's talking on a breath level? Let your breath in. What's that mental space saying? Doing? Spirit space, prana, breathe through all of them. Let the energy of each commingle with the other. Let that bliss touch your physical space. Let your physical space remind your bliss that we are in a limited human form. But let your bliss and your intuition show us that those limitations are still self-imposed. What is moksha, freedom? Can that breath guide the way? No sudden movements. Try to come up with as much ease as you can. And we're going to change the cross of our legs. So whatever you had chosen for the cross, we're going to change whatever leg was on top. So if we just stuck with crisscross applesauce, great. If you went into butterfly, just stay back there, lay down, hang out. Supta means reclining. Padmasana is lotus pose, so we're in Supta Padmasana. Or Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle, that butterfly. Fill up your pelvis with breath. Exhale fully from the pelvis with breath. What physical action is the body doing in different areas of the body that it doesn't need to be doing? Our yoga also helps us observe when we're spending energy, exerting energy. It's kind of like learning that we've got lights on in a room and we didn't know we had them on. We don't need to have them on, so we can turn them off. And then we let that clean flow of energy through breath go through the places that don't need to be exerting. Sleep mode is still energy. Explore some subtle muscles in your pelvis and your groin and ask them to let go. Find some new lights that are still on. And we'll gradually bring ourselves up. No sudden, jarring movements. We'll release those legs. Lengthen the legs out. Maybe do some vibrations. Hinge. My hips are telling me slow your roll, so I'm taking my time. Breathe in, lift the chest. Longest, slowest breath out. And bring ourselves back up. We'll join up in a space to get ready to close together. How was that last space for you all? Was that a little intense? Was it doable? Tried to work on some new edges. I hope that you gave yourselves enough comfort or ease with some pillows. I'll wait one more time for a little bit of exchange before we close out in our class. So I don't know, if Elizabeth, Kara, Joanna, Kim, anybody has any thoughts or feedback on some of those last spaces, pulling that knee up over the shoulder, finding that space. What did you compromise on? What areas of your body or your layers started to say, hey, slow down, or, ooh, I like this? New edges, energy exploration. Anyone? Oh, the reclining part, Joanna? Joanna said loved it. I don't know, like which. So I'm always trying to find. Okay. All right. Oh, Sierra, thank you for joining. A little intense in the lotus, the cross-legged lotus. Okay, beautiful with the breath. Now, as you're developing your yoga practice plan, remember that you can be extending time. I would say in a week, maybe add 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and put that breath in there. Oh, Cara. You practice it by practicing it, Cara. So is it Kara or Cara was saying that how can I practice getting the leg above and straight? You practice it by practicing it, right? So if you're not doing that every day, it's something to start to practice. Don't force, got to bring some humility in it. There's going to be so many sections of the body that are going to have a conversation with you eventually. Each vertebra in your low back, different areas inside of the hip joint, the musculature around that thigh bone from the hamstrings, even into the quadriceps. The gluteus medius is going to end up talking, and all of the muscles in between your ribs, your intercostals are going to talk. This is this integrated practice that's going on here, and that symbiosis, and all of them are not used to talking in concert and working together in concert in that way. So it's going to take some time. Ansel, my knee didn't get close to my shoulder, so I just focus on the upward energy in the spine. Wonderful. It was a surprising amount of work for my back muscles just to sit upright. Well, you know what? That leg is heavy. But I'm glad that you joined. Okay. And Ansel, little side note, saw Oren yesterday. He sends his best. All right, everyone. We will do a single Om, abdominal breath, working on feeling the vibrational energy of our prana through the vocal cords and the abdomen. Nice deep breath in. Hands to the heart center. All the love and light in me is deeply grateful for the love and the light that's within each and every one of you. Thank you for the opportunity to share my practice of yoga with you. And for you, thank you today for giving me some of that share back. Namaste. Elizabeth, thank you so much. And Cara, I also wanted to add in my thought process about the how. Okay, so Hanumanasana, or split, starting off in half split, it's a nice way to start to acclimate some of the areas in those joints. Lengthening your warriors is going to start to loosen up more of that space. You know, all of these spaces that we're in all eventually come together. It's kind of like Voltron for yoga, right? I was a big Voltron fan when I was a kid. I was a teenager, actually. But yeah, they've all got to come together, link together, work together. Postures lead to postures, right? And our practices lead to deeper practices. So think about hip spaces, hamstring spaces, spine lengthening spaces. A lot of times when we are coming forward into this space, we're not lengthening the spine. We're actually rounding the spine, and that's not lengthening the spine. So learning how to do this space is going to help us keep that spine erect, as Ansel was speaking about, because then the spine will help lift that leg as well. But there's a lot of components that come into it. We got to bring in that patience. We got to let go of a goal. Our practice of yoga is 2 paths: practice and detach. Practice and detach. Thank you all so much. I love having the interaction today. Thank you all. Good to see you. Namaste.